it is very difficult for anyone to understand even the city Ujjain,
Right.
because there are so many stories, so many myths, so many concepts about this. It is believed to be at the center of the globe, and so now the crime has also switched from the physical scene to cyberspace also. When 80% of your energies go into the festivals and other things, at the same time you have, like any other district, you have to address all other issues also. And it is not even that I really try to be accessible.
Yes.
It is just that sometimes when I used to play football in my last posting in Chhatarpur, I used to play with the district football team over there. Any hobby, I did not have that. I wanted to show myself more of into towards the cultural things. So I was a
Okay.
very bad singer, so I couldn't write singing. So I wrote tabla,
Oh.
and I have never played tabla.
Okay, so now coming to your tenure in Ujjain, you have been visiting Ujjain for Mahakal Darshan even when you were a student. Now you are serving there as the SSP. So how has the transition taken place? How has been the experience till now?
I was a law student in Delhi,
Yeah.
so I had my friends who preferred different places to go. So considering that Ujjain was like 700 kilometers away, so no one really came along.
Mhm.
So I used to travel alone. There was a station close by Nizamuddin, very
Yes.
close to our university. So I used to take a train from there. There was a like midnight train that used to like leave around 11 or 12 from Nizamuddin. It used to reach very early in Ujjain, and the same train by the evening used to go back to Delhi.
Mhm.
So I never used to have that tickets, obviously.
Mhm.
So I used to go directly at the station. I used to take that general ticket, sit in the train, and used to come. So it was really, and we used to walk also, because considering we had that 8 to 10 hours in Ujjain
Right.
before the same train used to leave. So we used to walk from one place to other. We used to really think, and this mostly happened during my preparation days also, when I was preparing both either for the college or the UPSC exams. So yes, this thing happened, and I was also posted here as CSP or DSP Mahakal.
Yeah.
So then it never felt like okay, this is because considering we allotted MP, so
Mhm.
you'll be posted somewhere. I was just posted there. But
Mhm.
when we were posted as SP Ujjain, so it feels like this is something very different
Mhm.
for someone to understand. I would say it is very difficult for anyone to understand even the city Ujjain or the district Ujjain,
Right.
because there are so many stories, so many myths, so many concepts about this. It is believed to be at the center of the globe. It
Right.
is believed to be like, it is believed to be the, what do you call, laboratory for all the scientific and astrological studies. There are a lot of things that are really difficult if you to understand. It is a place where you have a Jyotirlinga. It
Mhm.
is a place where you have Kumbh,
Mhm.
and so a lot of big things, big events that really happen here. So it is one of the rarest cities which has almost everything,
Mhm.
can cater to all your, what do you call it, adverse planets.
Right.
Like interested in them, so all pujas happen. Yes, it's a very spiritual city that has maintained over the 1,000 years
Right.
its basic raw character till now.
Yeah.
Apart from Banaras and Ujjain, there are hardly any cities
Mhm.
who have preserved their culture, heritage, and everything
Right.
intact.
Obviously. So, as a शुरुआत maybe you were mentioning कि Saturday Sundays are the busiest in Ujjain. So I want to know that obviously after the Mahakal Lok, the footfall has increased. So like you have an experience of visiting, be a visitor there, like a regular visitor. So has it helped you right now in maintaining the law and order and all the to manage the situation? Like you know the city, I think much better than many a police officer who will be visiting the city as an SP or DSP first time. But you, since you were, whether you were visiting there, you know the place. So has it helped?
Yes, it has helped, and you get that feeling also. You know the streets also, you know people also, and I think we know a place better if we really get involved with the people and the city over there. So the more you walk around the city, you talk to people, you'll understand the problems better, and you will be in a better position to try and give the solutions.
Right. So अभी सबसे major challenge apart from the footfall, I think बहुत सारा construction is also happening in Ujjain to make it the cleanest city and various other things. So अभी major challenge apart from managing the crowd and all, what is the major challenge in Ujjain for a police officer?
Ujjain is a very big district that way. It has crime also, and it is communally sensitive also.
Right.
And so now the crime has also switched from the physical scene to cyberspace also. So when 80% of your energies go into the festivals and other things, at the same time you have, like any other district, you have to address all other issues also. So it is more like one or two, three districts combined in just one city. So
Yeah.
that way it's challenging, but everyone here really enjoys it, and they work with a very positive, a very optimistic mindset over it.
So now that we are talking about crime, recently a heart-wrenching rape case was reported in Ujjain. I would like to understand like how such cases, affect an officer because आपके emotions भी involved हो जाते हैं in such gruesome cases, and how do you handle it?
The case that you're talking about happened on 25th of September this year.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it was shocking for everyone. And I guess more before anyone knew about this, we got to know about it. And the girl, considering that she couldn't really narrate what had happened to her and where she was from. So it is true that the offense was registered by us only on the basis of medical reports. The victim herself could not really explain what had happened, and we had no idea where she had come from. We had no idea what her name was. We had no idea as to what had happened to her. So there was a team that was formed. We really worked on every aspect, and there was one thing that was really during the medical examination, the doctors had claimed that this thing could happen between 48 hours to the offense of crime. So it was again a very big challenge that there like lakhs of tourists who were coming in. So did the offense happen in Ujjain or did it happen outside? So when we really worked on it, we got some technical evidences, we got some clues, and we were really able to nail the main accused. So that way, our team really worked hard, and we're sure that during our investigation process and we're coordinating with the judiciary, that we'll be able to put this into rarest of rare case and we'll get the most suitable punishment in this crime.
Yeah. And sir, about that, like how does it affect? Because after all, everybody is a human being. So इस तरीके के cases, it kind of पूरा आपको हिला के रख देते हैं in general public. But then you are investigating it. You have to be rational. So how do you deal with that thing?
During the time that was like 25th September to 28th September, those 72 hours, when every, I guess, Indian or like anyone who was seeing the media and social media, really wanted the accused to be nabbed.
Right.
And so were we focused only on two things. We were praying that the girl recovers because she had suffered injuries. And our next target was to get the accused. So we were so involved in that process that our entire energies were on nailing and identifying the main accused. And yes, it is true that the facts, when you were even writing the FIR or trying to record the statement of the victim, so it was really heart-wrenching, very difficult. And I guess, but we have to keep our emotions at bay and really focus on what needs to be done. So I'm really happy and really satisfied that our entire team who was in that case really worked very hard, and within the, I guess, the minimum time which could have the minimum time that we could have taken to really detect and grab the or nab the accused, we did it in the like good time.
So now, sir, the elections in MP has been concluded. How has been your experience there? Counting bhi ho gayi, so now.
The very idea of conducting elections is to conduct free and fair elections. So the MCC period almost 1.5 2 months is always a very challenging one because this is the stage where we show to the world that how India is a very rich, very vibrant democracy, and how people at the grassroots level really vote, and the confidence that they have, the faith that they have in the process should not be altered with. I mean, there should be no one in the constituency or the village who can really influence their behavior pattern. That is why we are there. So the very rules and regulations that have been formulated in the NCC, we were also committed. So a lot of things and activities uh, we had to plan, we had to really work, we had to talk with people. And Ujjain luckily was one of those places where nothing during the entire MCC period happened. There was not even, I guess, even simple fight cases that were registered in UP, in Ujjain, because this really went peaceful because of the hard work that we put in the back office.
Okay, and now, sir, अभी almost अभी एक decade हुए नहीं है, but almost a decade since you are in policing. So, what
Yeah.
has been your most prized possession as an officer? I am talking in terms of experiences, initiative, the thing that you never forget, and you feel that my work kind of I am satisfied that I am an officer and I got to do this.
During the pandemic in the year 2020-21, when the entire country was under this lockdown, so it was really challenging for any individual that he would really stay in the house or go out and try and make people understand that how do we follow the protocols and how do we keep each other safe. And it was really challenging because at field, uh, people really want their vested interest to be satiated first. So there were a lot of people who used to just go and roam around to just have fun.
Yes.
Sometimes pan, sometimes dessert, sometimes rasgulla. And when the infection was at its peak, still people were not really afraid of it. So during that time, we'd done a lot of initiatives. There was this campaign that we initiated called Sankalp. So Sankalp was basically for the people who were above 65 years old, and their kids, either because of work, maybe labor, or like they're working somewhere, or maybe because of education. So we'd identified around 3,500 people who used to live alone. So we'd also categorized services which police used to cater to, because the old people were like most vulnerable to the pandemic. So even their TV recharge, their groceries, their medicines, a lot of things police used to deliver for these 3,500 people. We had allotted, like, for a single police personnel, there were like 15, 20 people. So they would like have the list, they would call, they would like WhatsApp, and police would deliver. So that was really satisfying that the entire police in the my prior district, Chhatarpur, came together and really worked during the pandemic, and particularly in this Sankalp. And secondly, as you've talked about the case in Ujjain that happened in September, the arrest was really could really give that satisfaction. And the main thing would come when he really gets that conviction. So still, it is like, what do you call it? The job is just halfway.
So now that you are talking about the COVID time, I know you were also, I think, infected by it during, I don't know, second wave or first wave, but you were, but still you were working. Yeah,
I,
I,
I think third wave.
oh, third wave. Okay, so what, I know सबके ही life में the COVID has made bigger changes, like lifestyle को भी affect किया है. So has it affected you personally? Like anything major change that you feel कि ये COVID के बाद आया है in your life?
I think the entire country has changed after COVID. I try and believe it that people have really started uh, working out, started walking, started doing yoga. We see greater enrollments in the gyms, greater enrollments in the sports clubs, at least in the districts that I have served. And then people have really reduced their consumption of alcohol almost everywhere. The people that I meet have really reduced consumption of alcohol. So these are good things. People are really taking good care of their health. And the third thing is that they've become more of a believer.
Hmm.
Believer as in, like, they've become God fearing. They've become a lot of other things, and they
Yeah.
believe that if you do something good to the other, good things will come for you. So when that COVID thing happened, people were really praying for well-being of each other. So they still have that at the back of their mind. I choose to believe it that people have really changed after that pandemic experience. So they've become more of a believer, more optimistic, and have started working towards their physical well-being.
Right. So you are one of one of the very few officers who like to interact with people like one to one. I have seen various videos of yours. एक छतर while you were posted in Chhatarpur, एक video viral हुआ था in which you were playing Holi with your fellow police personnel and dancing on the roads. So I don't want to ask you about like your experience or anything. I want to know like when an officer does such things. So do you think such steps helps to bridge the gap between police and public? Because still, I don't know about the metro cities, but in two-tier cities, police are still, the people fear police officer. But then these gesture like yours comes and people feel ki they are also human. You can go and talk to them. You can tell them about your problems. So how do you think these things help you to connect with people?
I'm not sure of how this works,
Yeah.
but and it is not even that I really try to be accessible.
Yes.
It is just that sometimes when I used to play football in my last posting in Chhatarpur, I used to play with the district football team over there. So they were like really young kids, 17 to 21, and were like now like 34, 35 or something. So still, I mean, when you interact with them, and there was one thing that no one knew in the state, like Agniveer thing you might have heard of.
Yes, yes.
So the Agniveer protest
Mm.
were planned at the student level, at
Mm.
the grounds, at the stadiums, at the parks. So this thing used to come to me. People were really afraid of the Agniveer thing, and no one anywhere knew it, well,
Mm.
except for maybe these few agencies or something. So they would come to me as to how will they be placed after this Agniveer thing. So even considering when you've given an exam like many years back, you really don't know what changes are happening in the UPSC, the army, and everything. So right from the students to whoever, so we play with them, we talk to them. So there's no hesitation, and they're really comfortable talking. So, people are really comfortable, I guess. So that way this works, and it is more for my happiness, my satisfaction, that I'm going and I go and play with them. It is not for them.
It is for
So
you.
I really like that. We really enjoy, but it is me who enjoys more. I'm not sure about what they feel about that. So that it works that way.
So apart from like sports, what is your favorite pastime? Do you read or only
Yes,
sports?
I prefer read non-fiction.
Okay.
I prefer reading non-fiction. Fiction I don't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any last book that you would like to, tell, yeah, recommend?
I'm forgetting there's this book that I was reading. You don't be too hard on yourself. Something it's a very foreign writer. It's something nice. I'm forgetting right.
Okay. I
Just
will
come
mention it.
3, 4 days back. Yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself or something of that sort. It's a very nice book.
Okay. And on that movie front, do you watch or do you get time to
I
watch?
really like watching movies. I really like watching movies, and used to be a big movie buff. So of the TV series, but I have tried and I try and I'm reducing the screen time.
Okay.
So whether it be the of the mobile or TV, because I was so addicted to both of them. So I've tried and reduced it over the period of like 3, 4 years. So
Okay.
now it is really reduced.
So now, like, one movie in a week or one movie in a month or no movies at all.
One movie in a month.
Okay. So
Or
last movie that you saw.
oh, they have seen this Sam Bahadur. It's a good movie.
Okay. So it's
And
so
thing
early.
with we still with TV series is that if you just start with one, you like binge on it, and like the entire scene for like 6, 7 hours you've gone.
Yeah, they are very addictive. और इसकी वजह से people are, not reading as much as they should. Even I am a victim
Right,
of
right.
that. Yeah. So, like now, आप अभी बता रहे थे about interaction with students and all. आपने UPSC preparation में you were in Delhi, right? And preparing for UPSC. So, do you advices नहीं लूंगी मैं बस जानना चाहती हूँ, do you think एग्जाम के प्रिपरेशन पैटर्न तो ऑब्वियसली चेंज हुआ है, प्रिपरेशन के तरीके में भी चेंजेस आए हैं और इन टर्म जो यूपीएससी के लिए प्रिपेयर करते हैं बच्चे उनमें?
I think the style of preparation might never change because in our times also the entire focus was कि whatever is the syllabus, we have to have a command over it.
Yeah.
So for like, even if you're not in the economics thing, if you're not an economist, but
Mhm.
you should know the economics, right? So even if you're not interested in science, but you should be very clear about physics, chemistry, bioscience, and technology.
Mhm.
So whatever is the syllabus, it is not that it changes or it doesn't change. It is more like whatever is the assignment, you have to get it done. So
Yeah.
even if it is like CSAT, aptitude, whatever it is,
You
you
have.
should have a command over it, and you should have a good enough command so that you can like get through the competition. So I
Yeah.
think it works that way.
Over the period of time, I think the number of attempts have been increased. Pehle options, there were two options. Now there is only one. But still, people or CSAT after the introduction of CSAT, it's also like in obviously वो सिर्फ एक passing वाला रह गया. Still, people are finding it very difficult to crack prelims, especially because of the dynamic approach it has. So, do you think पहले के मुकाबले अभी the exam has become tough to crack? और इट हैज बिकम इजियर क्योंकि अटेम्प्ट्स बढ़ गए हैं ऑप्शंस भी घट गया है सो
I think it will always be we go by percentages. So the paper has neither become easy nor become difficult. It is like 30,000 people really work really hard to get through the exam, and I guess 15, 17,000 clear prelims. So if you really worked hard, if you're really focused and you have that temperament, you'll really clear this exam.
या
So it is not as to what has come, what has not. So if you'll have accuracy in your mock test, you will have accuracy there also. So if you study hard, if you like go for mock test in that exam environment scenario, so you will clear that also. There's never an issue. At least for prelims and mains. Interview is something that is really subjective and you don't know how a conversation is going to start. And sometimes it can really go bad. I'll give you a very good example of interview screw up that I might have done. But I was really lucky in this.
ओके
So the thing was that we have to write hobbies in interviews.
यस यस
So I had any hobby, but I did not have that. I wanted to show myself more of into towards the cultural things. So I was a very bad singer, so I couldn't write singing. I did not know shairi poetry, so I couldn't write that. So I wrote tabla,
ओह
and I have never played tabla.
ओह माय गॉड सो
So because when you prepare for the exam, you move on the pre and mains.
यस यस
Okay, whenever you will appear in the exam or you've appeared in the exam, you really not focus on that interview def wala jo form hota hai. So I wrote tabla there, and I had nothing on tabla when the interview call came and I was shortlisted for it. So that was the time that I started tabla,
ओके सो
and
यू स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग
I did not start playing. I just bought the tabla.
ओके
I bought books also of tabla. So I
ओके
used to read and cram. So at the time when people were really reading current affairs, they were really reading random things for preparing for the
या
next year films. I was preparing tabla. It was really bad, really bad. Like if we go back in times when I remember, so matlab Zakir Hussain and all these people I used to listen like 6 7 hours, and I was not even interested in that. For someone, if you have a neck in like guitar, sitar, or like whatever, you really enjoy it also. I had no interest in tabla, but I used to listen it for 6 hours and everything. So there were two mock interviews in which tabla questions were asked.
ओके
The first thing was who is Allah Rakha Khan?
ओके सो he's I think he's the guru of Zakir who's
I think father of
father
Zakir.
also yeah
I
father
had no, I had no idea in the mock interview.
okay
I said, I'm extremely sorry, I failed to recollect. And
okay
understood that I have no idea of tabla in the mock interview.
okay and
And
final interview did they ask you anything on tabla
obviously, yes, they asked me, and obviously, mock interview happens way back 15 days before, a week before. So for those 20 days, I was just tabla tabla. I was just playing, not playing, just memorizing tabla.
okay
So when the interview thing came, the person who's like the board in charge was Professor David Salimi. There were like a lot of things that were asked me because I was a law graduate. A lot of things asked me about law and everything. So the thing that he asked me was, "You play tabla?" I said yes. He asked me for how long have you played tabla? I said 17 years.
Oh my God.
And that question is really fast. Yeah. Did not ask me. I was really lucky I got good numbers also. So,
Okay.
but yes, I mean, these mistakes should not be done. I
In
would,
I think every topper says you or advises the aspirants कि जो सही है वही लिखना है, because otherwise they'll ask you questions and then you
I
can't
was,
back
I
off.
had they had asked me Allah Rakha Khan, I would have definitely lost the cause.
Now, my question to you now is कि why तबला? मतलब मैं अगर सोचूं भी अपनी हॉबी तो I won't go दूर दूर तक कि हाँ तबला लिख देती हूँ मैं. So
नहीं
how
हाँ देखिए देखिए,
so random?
नहीं when you go in the like dance you cannot do, singing you cannot do.
Yeah,
Only thing that you can do is instruments, right?
yeah.
So instruments में first thing आएगा flute.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Not play, right? Tabla is something मतलब you could have, my ढोलक doesn't sound good.
Yeah, so tabla sounds good.
Tabla, yeah. Tabla, मतलब it was just a, you never expected an interview call. मतलब you have worked hard, but you really don't feel that writing this is really a big deal.
Yes, yes,
It's
yeah.
just not me. People have written camel riding as
Okay.
a lot of people do school. So camel riding cannot be a hobby, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Then
obviously.
there's a
One
friend,
time thing can be an
there's a,
adventure for anybody.
there's a friend of mine who'd written attending weddings.
Oh,
Attending
that
weddings
is,
cannot be a hobby, right? So it does not mean people really do screw ups,
yeah,
but you can still justify attending weddings.
yeah,
For someone who's never played tabla, it is really, really risky.
yeah, definitely. They can ask you many technical questions also.
I guess in our country, people really don't have hobbies, at least during our times. We're
Yeah,
more into that rote learning and all these things. Now it is very important to have to be in sports also,
yes.
to have an instrument also. That way.
Okay, now, sir, now coming to your personal life, your father is a politician, so, and you are obviously a bureaucrat. Does it affect your working or nothing?
We are entirely in different states.
Yeah.
I know no one here in MP. I have no relatives here.
Mhm.
So it really helps that way that whoever comes to you, you see him by an unbiased or like, oh, had I been in my home state, it would have been, might have been different.
Yeah. And your wife is a lawyer. I think she's in Supreme Court, right?
She runs her own law firm by her name.
Yeah. So
It's
what is
exactly not Supreme Court. So whatever cases that come to her, wherever, morely with respect to dispute resolutions,
Mhm.
morely corporate clients. So she deals with them.
Okay, so what is usual dining table conversation? And if like you all three are there, one from the law, one from politics, and another from bureaucracy. So what is a general conversation like?
Okay. My father is mostly either in Lucknow or his home district or in Delhi.
Okay,
I am at my place of posting, so we hardly meet once in a year for
okay.
like a day or two, or like maybe 3 4 days maximum.
So
Now, me and my wife, yes, we talk about the world, the
mm,
places to visit, which we never visit,
okay,
the
yeah.
place because we hardly get leaves. So you can really
Mhm.
plan that we'll go January next year, but we won't go. This is how it really works. So
Mhm.
conversations, yes, what's happening sometimes in the current affairs, wherever, like new bill, whatever. So yes, lot of things.
So since you just mentioned since she handles mostly corporate cases, तो मुझे नहीं लगता आप दोनों की कभी टक्कर भी होती होगी, and she's in Delhi and
She
you are
deals,
in Delhi.
she
So
deals, she deals. She has no clients in Ujjain or in MP, so it is entirely Delhi based.
yeah,
So nothing of this sort.
yeah, okay. Okay, sir. So thank you so much for your time. It was really nice to have a conversation with you. I'm really
Thank you. Thank you so much.